Hello, fellow Movie Crusaders, and welcome to this latest episode. My name's Sean Wasserkrug, and today I'm going to be reviewing the latest film to hit theaters, Renfield. Now, for me, going into this film, Nicolas Cage, he's done some really good films. He's done some really bad films. In fact, we're going to be talking about one of his probably worst films ever on Cinemasochism this week, Vampire's Kiss. A movie where he basically pretends or thinks he's becoming a vampire. But here in Renfield, we are seeing Nicolas Cage finally come full circle as he actually plays the one and only Count Dracula. With Nicholas Hoult playing the title character Renfield, this is a movie that, on paper, should be fun as hell. Nick Cage allowing him to go full Dracula, and what we saw in the trailers looking like Renfield's having these special abilities that can fight, have superhuman strength. You also had Awkwafina, who also brings a very special kind of comedy to a lot of her films. Sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's not. Also adding someone like Ben Schwartz, who I love from many, many things, whether it be TV or film. So adding these four into this kind of over-the-top, gory action comedy should be a home run. But going into it, I did heed expectations just because you never know what kind of Nicolas Cage you're going to get from film to film. I can say, though, that Nicolas Cage is hands down probably one of the best parts of this film. He dominates as this role of Dracula. And he doesn't do it in a way that you think he's going to go. He's not going to go full-on Nick Cage and just go batshit crazy. He kind of almost, I feel like, reels it in a little bit. There are moments where you feel like he's on the cusp of going full Nick Cage, but he keeps it tight in terms of the character. He keeps it in the realm of Dracula to the point that when he does do some Cage-isms, it makes sense for the character of Dracula, or at least the Dracula that we are getting in the story. Renfield, played by Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult is one of these guys that just, I don't know why he still does, but he always surprises me. It's like whenever I see a movie starring Nicholas Hoult, I'm just like, okay. But every time I watch him, I am just impressed. Mad Max Fury Road, or another movie that's a lot like his potential character in this, Warm Bodies, which is a romantic, comedy about zombie love. It's one of these things where Nicholas Hoult is just really underrated actor, and I need to start holding him with a little more respect. It's not that I don't dislike Nicholas Hoult. I actually really enjoy Nicholas Hoult, but every time I go into a film with him, I'm just kind of meh, but then I'm thoroughly surprised by his performances. He gives this really solid performance as a man who is codependent, as you will see the movie. He says that a lot, but a man that also feels trapped because Dracula is a narcissist and Dracula is very controlling, obviously. And that is honestly some of the best parts of the film and you've seen it in the trailers, is when Renfield goes to the support group led by the awesome Brandon Scott Jones, who plays Mark. Many people will know him from the TV show Ghost, which he is great in that as well. And these scenes with all the other character actors that are in these group chats is a very, very solid plot in the film. Does it get fully utilized, or does it get enough time in the film as I would have liked? No, it does not. But it is very strong every time we go there. I do wish we would have gotten some more time, or they could have delved a little bit deeper into that story. But Nicholas Holt's Renfield has these abilities of he thinks he's only capable of this, but then when he does something in the movie, which was defend and save the life of Rebecca, played by Awkwafina, who's a New Orleans police officer, and he gets called a hero for the first time, all of a sudden Renfield sees this light and decides he wants to be better, he wants to be different, he doesn't want to be this person that is basically under Dracula's thumb his whole rest of his life. And you're starting to see this growing confidence in Renfield come across on screen, and Nicholas Hoult does it awesomely. Like I said, Nicolas Cage is great in the film. Ben Schwartz plays Tedward Lobo, who's basically the son of a crime boss. That's the basically B plot of the story. And Ben Schwartz, he's so good. He's so damn good. And he's another actor that probably just doesn't get the recognition he deserves. If you watch him in anything, whether it be like Parks and Rec or Sonic, for example, you guys all know how great Ben Schwartz is. But a lot of people still don't know who this actor is. Or at least he's just, oh, he's that one guy from this one thing. And Ben Schwartz is fun as hell in this film. Once again, do I wish he had a little more to do? Absolutely. But every time he is on screen, he is stealing scenes from everybody outside of Nick Cage, because Nick Cage is Nick Cage. In terms of the action and the gore, this is a very over-the-top gory film, but much like Evil Dead, it's funny gory. There's a lot of, and I love this one reviewer, he kind of described this as ooh action, where a lot of the fight scenes or the fight choreography that you see in this film is a lot of just brutality and making you just do the ooh face. And it is really, really gory, and but it's funny kind of gory. You're not going, ooh, that's disgusting, like we probably will with next week's Evil Dead Rise. But it's like, ooh, haha, funny, oh, to the next scene that happens right after that. I will say though, one thing that did irk me in the film was that you have someone like Renfield who's like ripping limbs and brutally like destroying these people, and blood splatters everywhere, yet his character is void of any blood on him, and it's kind of takes the believability out of it a little bit. I know I'm talking about a Count Dracula action comedy and talking about believability, but if he's running through someone and they basically explode on him in terms of blood, he should at least have some kind of drops of blood on his clothes and not be beautifully clean. Awkwafina as Rebecca, she's fine in the role. She's got her moments here and there. And it's not Awkwafina's fault, but the subplot of her character, there's this backstory of her and her sister who's in the FBI trying to basically take down this Lobo crime family because they killed her father. But then there's also like a whole police corruption angle that really kind of goes nowhere, and it's a very frustrating subplot because it's so over the top, like on the nose with things, but it never really goes anywhere. It's more just like this is the reason why Rebecca's character is this way, but you can't do certain things in this film like they do and not have there be repercussions, or not have it just be like something that you just kind of brushed under the rug like it's not important. That's a very important subplot that they're bringing up in this film, and they're utilizing it for more like a comedy thing and less of a this needs to be something that needs to be addressed and taken care of, and it never really does in a way, which also kind of is alarming by the end of the film. It's not enough to like make this movie unwatchable by any means, because you just have to kind of know that that's a subplot that really doesn't matter, and the main plot is Dracula and Renfield, and just go in enjoying that. And if you can do that, Renfield is actually a whole lot of fun. I was laughing out loud at certain points, mainly Ben Schwartz. Nicolas Cage, like I said, is great as Dracula. Some of the best scenes in this movie is not when Dracula goes full beast mode, but it is a lot of the conversations between Dracula and Renfield, and watching this puppet game going between a narcissist and a codependent, and just watching the turn that happens between these two characters. Is some of the best parts of the movie, is watching those two just together, almost trying to not necessarily one-up one another, but you're watching Renfield who's trying to find ways to either like get Dracula to notice something or to change, and Dracula just kind of like, dude, I'm Dracula, you're not going to change me. But yeah, overall, I think if you want to see a fun, brutally gory film that's got some good laughs, good action, then I think you're going to really enjoy Renfield overall. You just gotta have to kind of let go of some of the B-plot, and could this movie have used about maybe 20 more minutes to help that B-plot, or to do more with the support group? I absolutely think that could make the film stronger overall. It might also give something a little bit more for Awkwafina's character overall, but nonetheless, what we did get, which is this Renfield Dracula storyline, it is a lot of fun, and you guys will mostly enjoy it. I'm going to give Renfield a 75%. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys did, go and hit that like, share, and subscribe button to the channel so you guys stay up to date with all the latest videos that pop up on the Movie Crusaders. And of course, remember to follow us on all the social media outlets you see below. Coming out this weekend, we've got Cinemasochism, where we talk about Nicolas Cage once again donning a vampire-type role in The Vampire's Kiss. We also have the Weekly Crusaders, where Brian, Michaels, and myself will be talking about 2 movies that came out during this week in movie history. Next week, Evil Dead Rise comes out. It's one of my more anticipated films of the year. I cannot wait to talk about that. Last week's Cinemasochism and last week's Weekly Crusaders, where we talked about the 2013 Evil Dead, are on the channel as well. So we can look out for more channels or more videos come up on the channel. But until next time, in case I don't see you, go watch some movies and go have some fun.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.